Welcome to the Spare Parts Racing Podcast, your podcast for all things motorsports. With your hosts, Sean Chavarella, Stephen Clary, and Taylor Moore.
Hear that music?
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Spare Parts Racing Podcast. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Steven.
I'm Taylor.
And today, we have some fun stuff to talk about. We are going to be talking about the NASCAR All-Star Race that happened this weekend, as well as Indy 500 qualifying, who got the pole, who got bumped, surprise driver change that we didn't see coming, and maybe Taylor can tell us some stories from the track this weekend. So, without further ado, shall we...
It's Motorsports Christmas!
It is Motorsports Christmas.
Hooray!
Wow.
Yay!
Enthusiasm from Steven for once.
Well, you're going to be a
Wow.
grouchy little bitch, so...
I have reason to be upset this week, okay? Fuck off.
Yes, I did say it's unwarranted. I'm just saying.
Mhm.
The vibes...
It's okay. All right.
I have to make up the vibes.
You do.
Partially because, the vibes were not great all weekend.
No.
True.
It was kind of a dull weekend in terms of the vibes, I would say.
Yeah.
Should we start with, I guess, the most anticipated event of the weekend, which was the All-Star Race?
Yes. And I mean, okay,
Let's
so
do that.
the vibes off track
Were great.
were great. They fantastic. The crowd turnout was great. They were excited. Something was clearly provocative because the people were going. No, nothing for that.
I know, that's a good one.
Um,
I appreciate that joke.
Yeah, I don't feel it. Anywho,
That's fair.
it was off track pretty good, I'd say. On track 50-50.
Okay.
And that's mostly because trucks was good, and I think people enjoyed the open part of the All-Star race. The actual All-Star race, not so much.
Because Kyle Larson just went, hold my beer.
Kyle Larson said bye-bye.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
see... Okay, so I guess talking about the actual race itself, Larson basically just had fresher tires. And it was less than 20 laps fresher tires. But he
Yep.
literally drove around everyone.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a video going around. I
sent
know
it to you,
Sean's. Yep.
Yeah.
But there's a 7-minute. It's not even a supercut of him passing everybody from the back of the field. It's just 7 minutes from and that's including the pit stop of him going from like 24th to 1st, which is just stupid.
And literally around the outside most of it. Just going around.
That's ridiculous.
Going around and then also diving in on the inside
Yeah.
and just straight out
The
beating guys 'cause he
around was
got
on the
there.
restart originally.
Yeah.
And he's just literally around guys. It's like, how is that even fair?
Yeah, and then it was just sort of like cookie cutter, 1 lap to get up to the back of the guy, half a lap to get on the inside and pass, and then half a lap to get in front.
And then half a lap to clear the next guy.
Exactly. It was just rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat.
Yeah. So it wasn't actually that good of a race.
No, this is one of the few times I was like, "Can we get a stage caution, please? Somebody." I
One of the
know what I've
rare.
said. I know what I've said about it, but like, please, someone stop this man.
You hypocrite.
Yeah, exactly.
it's
I
funny-
mean, no, we've said it before though. This is what is going to happen from time to time, and I also think like there are other ways to fix that beforehand, like fix the entire short track package, because we've sort of seen this on other short tracks as well.
Yeah.
Just saying. So,
Yeah, the short track package seems to be an issue. And
Yeah.
that's just been agreed upon by the fan base. The short track package is not that good. Give him more power.
Yeah.
But it's funny you say the vibes are 50-50, Stephen, because on the Jeff Gluck, was it a good race-o-meter?
oh yeah.
It was also a 50-50 split. 50 people said yes,
Oh, wow.
50,
yes.
50 said no.
Wow.
So,
And that poll topped 30,000 people. So
again, people are split. And I think it's one of those things where, like, is it the venue or is it the race? I think a lot of people are really excited about the venue.
Yeah.
And like you said, like the trucks did a good job. That was entertaining.
Yep. The open race was the Michael McDowell Ty Gibbs show.
Yep. They got a bit of a feud going on there and tried to put him in the wall.
Yep.
Ooh, love that.
Yep. But the actual final All-Star race,
Left a lot to be desired. Now, to be fair, they put a lot of work into this track. It still does need a lot of work to, I think, become a truly viable track. But, I mean, they dumped, what, $20 million into this track over 3 years?
Yeah.
2 years?
Wow.
So, the fact we're even racing here is a good start.
I'd consider the event as a whole a success.
Yeah.
It's a good first race back.
Yeah.
And something you can build off of.
Like,
right?
if you want to look at gimmicks in NASCAR over the years, you have like the Bristol Dirt Race and North Wilkesboro. One clearly works, one does not. One, I think, gets fans way more excited. One does not. So going forward, maybe going to the old classic tracks is a better thing than trying to stuff a new type of racing onto your schedule.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And you saw it, the fans will show up.
Yep. Now, is part of that just because we haven't raced here in 20 years with cup cars? Probably a little bit. It's the whole fondness makes the heart grow fonder, and also nostalgia is one hell of a drug.
But like, it's not like attendance was bad back then. They just decided to chase the money.
Wasn't great.
Yeah, but when you could replace that venue, which was, I don't know, what was the venue of that? I want to say it was like 40, 50,000?
I can't remember what the...
And then when they replaced it with like something like Texas, which had like a 250,000 capacity or some shit like that. Yeah, or like 100,000 maybe it was. Yeah, they chased that that money to that venue. And
I think they had roughly 30,000.
Yeah. A 30,000 sold out event is a lot better than a 30,000 at a stadium that seats 100,000 and it looks empty. What?
Sorry, I'm just laughing because we've talked about the Arizona Coyotes as a team and the fact that they moved to a smaller venue too. It's kind of funny because they get
same
the
kind
opposite.
Same thing.
As you say, they get
atmosphere is a big part of it.
Yep.
And having a good atmosphere brings people back.
Yep.
Anyway,
So it's hopeful that we can. Well, I was gonna say, hopefully they can. They're gonna do it again. Will it be another all-star race or a points race? We'll see. I think either way they'll have a good turnout for another couple of years at least. If the on-track product doesn't improve, it'll probably be slowly turn into every other track as you get more and more fans through. Right? Like you'll still get your local fans, but I mean the Southeast is very racetrack heavy on the NASCAR schedule to begin with. So
yeah, but they always are fucking sold out because that's your fucking base.
Yep. So I don't know. Hopefully, I think it's here to stay for at least the next 5-10 years, and hopefully the on-track stuff improves. But hopefully that improvement is more from them fixing the short track package versus fixing the track necessarily. Or they have to put more work on the short track package rather than just trying to fix the track, I guess is the best way to phrase it.
Yeah. I saw people being like, oh, remove the diffuser. It's like, okay, the diffuser's there. It's going to work regardless. But you want the power because you want the car to slip out of the corner versus be planted. And more power gets that.
Yeah, because it was really like after the restarts, it was a one-track lane. You could see it, or one-lane track. I don't know why I said one-track lane. Either way, you get my point.
I would say it's a Monday, but it's a Tuesday. But it feels like a Monday. Damn long weekend.
Yeah. It is definitely brain-wise. It's a Monday.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, shall we talk about IndyCar?
Yes.
I don't have a whole lot else for NASCAR, so I think it's a good time to move on to the IndyCar side.
Yeah.
Steven, what else? You had something there clearly.
No, it was just a little thing with Bubba, but that's sort of not a weekly thing, but something seems to happen. So it was just him flipping off the camera, apparently. So.
Oh.
Okay.
And then also someone apparently got it onto his radio and told him to go back where he came from. So, there's that.
Oh,
Isn't he from Alabama?
Hmm?
Isn't he from, like, Alabama?
You think these people do their research?
That's fair.
absolutely
No.
not.
Okay, well, on that depressing note, let's talk about more
IndyCar?
depressing stuff. Okay, at the time, do you want to talk about the pole? Do you want to talk about the bumps?
Let's talk about pole. Pole was an interesting one. Like, it was tight.
Pole was tight.
Mm-hmm.
Pole was tight, and also like Ferrucci. What?
Hey, Foyt came to play.
I know,
did.
but I was just like,
This is what
okay. I was super shocked to see Ferrucci up there. I was like, what? But good
This
for
is what
them. I mean, like, obviously they brought a good car.
Well, and the biggest story behind the Foyt success is the fact that they brought in Michael Cannon, who was the guy who engineered the pole car for the last 2 years in Scott Dixon's team. So,
Oh, okay.
they put their resources into this and they got immediate dividends. So
It certainly paid off. Like, even though they didn't get pole, like, it certainly paid off where Ferrucci placed overall in qualifying. So,
and it was because
Good
you
move.
I was gonna say, Sean, did you watch Fast 12 or Fast 6?
Yep, yeah, I watched them.
Okay. Taylor, you
I
didn't
didn't
have a
catch the
chance,
12, but I caught
you
the
were
6. Like, I watched the first round.
But it was great seeing everybody just like come out flying on like a 234 or a 235 or no, 234 or 233. I think someone almost did a 235.
I think, yeah, wasn't it one of the laps 235?
Yeah, someone. Yeah, I can't remember every single lap because honestly, there was a lot more than I thought. We saw a lot of speed on Sunday.
Yes.
And it was great.
See, that was the thing also. That's kind of why I wanted to start with, like, the bumping part. Because you could see the slowness of the final 4 cars trying to get in.
You can just say you can see the slowness of RLL. That's totally fine too.
I mean, besides Catherine Legg.
He's not much faster.
She had a leg up on all of them.
Ah, you were just waiting for that one, weren't you?
No, that just came to me immediately.
Oh, well done. Good on that one, but
yeah, she did very well. Yeah, RL was the struggle bus all weekend. But for the actual like top 6 shootout guys, right? Or I would say the Fast 12 in general, you had what, 4 teams represented? Penske, Foyt, Ganassi, McLaren.
Yep.
Oh, and Ed Carpenter's just 5. You have 5 different teams in that.
I mean, that's pretty good for Fast 12. Like 5 different teams. Like, that's pretty.
Yeah, and
that's a lot of variety.
I want to say 8 different nationalities. No, 10. 10 different nationalities. 2 Swedes, 2 Americans, and then everything else is different. So, big mix-up. Your top 6, all different nationalities. But what was your surprise, I think, going into qualifying?
Outside of Ferrucci, honestly, the fact that the Chevys also came to play.
See, and on that, I agree with that, but here's my thing. Team Penske did not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they would have all 3 cars in there and looking fast, but yeah, they just didn't do well.
They were, and it's not even like they were slow; they just weren't as fast. Like so, let's look where Penske ended up. Like they had Will Power in 12th; he was the only one to get in. But McLaughlin is starting 14th. Newgarden is 17th. Like they weren't overly slow. They just couldn't hit those peak speeds that McLaren and
or the consistency also.
VK, and VK had.
Yeah.
Well, I was really trying to watch the top speeds at the end of the straights just to see how quickly guys were going into the corner. They weren't topping, I don't think, 239 or 238. Like in the top guys, I think it was Ferrucci was going in at like a 242
Yeah.
for the first lap. He was moving. Him and Palou were moving. So, but they just didn't seem to have that peak speed.
Yeah, like they couldn't get up there, and like I think it was the rail guys like 234 maybe going into the corner.
Oh yeah, it was
Like they were so slow. And this is the thing also with like the like RRL team going to the bump day. Catherine Legg went out on her one run. She didn't do multiple. Yeah, and she also did her run at one of the worst times of the day. Like when she went out, there wasn't a whole lot of speed being made then. So something obviously was different of her car than the other Rahal cars, because they didn't even think she was basically at play during most of it. Like they didn't really think she was, in the range of getting bumped out or not until the very end. And then luckily she didn't, because Lundgaard was short, or I guess slow. Another team I would want to say though that surprised me, actually two. First one was RC Enerson and Abel. Like for your very first 500 as a team and as a driver, good job. You made it in. That was half the battle.
And weren't last row made it in.
Yeah, you were comfortable enough to make it in. Not the best, but you were in.
Yeah.
And the flip side of that, I was going to say Callum Ilott was the same thing.
Yeah. In
Yeah.
a backup car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the scramble to just get it in. Yeah, a little nerve-wracking there, I guess.
Yeah, because they were easily the slowest on the first set of runs. I put in our group chat, this guy needs another 3 miles per hour per lap to really even make it. Otherwise, he was a guaranteed bump at one point.
And it's amazing the difference of these are all spec cars, they're the same, and it just comes down to setup, and I would say driver tenacity to get the most out of it. And you were having speed differences like 8 miles per hour into the corner difference. That is huge.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the other thing that I think the smaller teams can take away. What was the slowest qualifying time outside of the bump? What was Catherine Legg's time?
I do not know.
Or
it's not
speed.
Bad.
It was a 2:31.
Yeah.
Which is quick. That usually should put you mid-pack or back half of the mid-pack, but comfortably in. That was making it out of day one.
Yeah, this is the fastest field we have seen.
Easily. So I went looking because I was just curious. They have Stefan Wilson at no speed last year, which kind of sucks because I can't see what the actual speed was. But the year before, 228. The year before, so this is 2020 now. Ben Hanley was a 222, 227, 224, 221, and this is the last.
Wow.
I get this is the last qualifier. Jack Harvey made it in last at a 229, so he's beating some of these cars easily. And looking at it,
but what was the pole that year? Look at that too.
The pole is also crazy. So, I mean, Scott Dixon just destroyed it last year with a 234. 231 was Dixon in 2021. Marco did it at 231.
231 was Marco's in 2020, and the whole field beat that this year almost.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
That I find absolutely insane is how fast they've figured out this car, and there hasn't been a whole lot of change in the package.
No.
Right? We haven't given them new engines. We haven't done a big aero change. It's just
nope.
The windscreen, which in theory makes the car heavier. So yeah, these teams have figured out this car, and they are putting laps together that are the fastest we've ever seen, quite literally. Alex Palou doesn't have the all-time lap record, but he has the all-time pole record.
And yeah, and that's a 4-lap average, which is now what, a mile and a half per hour behind. Is it even?
Behind what? What?
Behind Lewandijk.
237 is the all-time record of speed.
Okay.
I think his 4-lap average that year was slower than that. One second, let me pull it up.
I don't want Ari Lundek Jr. No one cares about him.
Oof.
Excuse me. The Bachelor?
Pass.
Yeah, his pole speed, or he had the 236, but he wasn't even on pole that year. Technically, it was Tony Stewart with a 233.7. So that's what I mean. Like it's the 4-lap average. It's not just the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I think Lyondike did his speed, like his all-time lap record, the first day of qualifying. But the pole speed, he was down.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, yeah, this field is quick, which makes me very excited for Sunday.
Oh, yes.
I guess while we're talking about impressive performances, one that we sort of skipped over in between going from the top of the field to the bottom.
It's a big field.
Benjamin Peterson?
But
Randomly
that's
quick?
in the whole Foyt camp, though, right?
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
like,
yes, but
it makes sense.
He was the
but good
he's the
for
second
him.
fastest. Yeah, he's the second fastest rookie behind Tony Stewart.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, that's impressive.
No,
You don't exactly think Ben Peterson and Tony Stewart in the same conversation, right?
No.
That part of that is hindsight.
I will see where he is after Sunday.
Exactly. Like, if he goes and wins, okay, that's one thing.
Settle down. That's actually, what are his fucking odds? Give me a second.
I probably should have pulled those odds.
Oh, well.
I'll work on that. You continue.
But yeah, what are we going to talk about next?
Everybody very fast.
I mean, we can talk about how I predicted Pillow.
Look at you
Yeah.
go.
You did.
Yeah, I took a shot in the dark on that one, and apparently that one hit. So we'll take it. Was there actual betting on this? Not at all, but it's just some bragging rights over you guys that I can say, yeah, I guessed right.
Just more bragging rights that you get over us.
I mean, don't ask where my other driver was. So
Did we choose
You still-
two?
yeah, we chose
Yeah,
two.
we chose. Do you want the results of that? I do have the
Oh
results.
no,
for
I
that.
don't want the results because I
Ooh,
know I chose
so-
badly.
So Sean had Pillow, and so Pillow obviously on pole, and Connor Daly 16th. Mid pack, not bad.
Okay, not bad.
I had Dixon in 6th, so not bad. Made the final group. We'll take it. I had McLaughlin in 14th. Okay, sure. He was on the outside, but again, I think we were all sort of like, yeah, Penske could do well.
Mm-hmm.
They did all right.
I don't want to know.
Taylor had Ericsson in 10th,
Oh,
and
that's okay.
Newgarden in 17th. So not bad. Again, mid pack.
The mid pack of this race, though, going into it, is going to be nuts. Like,
Yeah.
it is everyone, like from rows 4 to 7, I'm like, any one of those guys could still win this race.
Yeah.
And that is Ericsson, Peterson, okay, maybe not. Power, Carpenter, McLaughlin, Kirkwood, Daly, Newgarden, Ryan Hunter-Ray, which also, that'd be a very interesting one with Ryan Hunter-Ray. That team looks fast.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about his new teammate in a second. Grosjean, Castroneves, and Herta. Like, any one of those guys, I think, could still find their way at the front and win.
There are
Yeah,
multiple
100%.
There are multiple wins and poles in rows 4 through 8, which
Yeah.
is kind of terrifying. Castroneves is in row 7. Actually, what are his odds?
I do feel a team that has to be disappointed, though, is Andretti.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't think they probably did as well as they probably wanted to or thought that they would coming into the Indy. So,
Kirkwood's your top guy.
mm,
And even a guy like Herta got out-qualified by Grosjean and Kirkwood.
yeah.
So that's not looking good there.
Not great, Bob.
Ew. But
So-
yeah. Should we all start? So can we talk about the bumping finally part?
Yes.
Let's talk about the bumping.
So, did you guys watch the bump part? The bump
Oh, yeah.
hour? I guess.
Yeah, it was just disappointing to watch, especially because it's all the Ray Hall guys.
And like,
Yeah.
let's be honest.
You
Knowing today, we now know that this is completely pointless because they all make it in. But, and we'll get to that Stephen Wilson thing in a sec. But like, you just felt bad. Like at this point, you're kind of like, I kind of want it to be Stingray Rob, just because like, okay, rookie goes home. But at the same time, the other guy who I really wanted it to be, if I had to pick anyone, was Ray Hall.
Yeah.
Not that I have anything against him. It's more like, for Lundgaard and for Harvey, like, these are career-defining moments. Like, if you're the guy that's bumped out of your team, that looks bad, and that can end your career.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Hinch got bumped and was out of IndyCar in 2 years?
Yeah, and that's like
Yeah.
2 years being removed from him winning the pole here,
Yeah.
which was a year after he got shish kebabbed.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like, Ray Hall getting bumped, and in the most dramatic way possible, with Harvey doing his run. Not good. Fuck it,
going
do it
out
again.
Yeah.
Didn't let the car cool down or anything like that. Went faster.
Well, I mean, they also pulled. I thought their strategy was great before the second run that they did, doing a lap because you're out anyways.
Yep.
They did a lap to just cool the car.
Yeah.
Fantastic call.
Yeah.
Might have gotten them in because they might have just been in that optimal zone.
Honestly, very much so. Could have been that optimal zone, engine at the right temperature, and that could have give you that extra little maybe half horsepower you need to get to beat Graham Rahal. And like seeing Graham Rahal being so upset there, like honestly, that was hard to watch, right? Like he was doing so well in the interview, I guess afterwards, being like, well, it's kind of like it's difficult, a lot of emotions, like this stuff, and you could almost see it kind of like dawning on him as he's talking. And he just starts getting kind of a little more upset, and then just kind of walks away. Because I think it finally clicks. He's not in the 500 at that time.
He just stopped the interview. He just stopped the interview.
Yeah. And then he goes and sits on his car, and then like just starts crying, and obviously like you have his wife Courtney, and their kid, and like consoling him, and those shots are great. But you feel for the guy because like this is a big, like
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
And I mean, in the end, how does he not feel a little cursed at the end of that? Because it was like almost 30 years to the day that his dad got bumped, right?
Oh,
like you gotta feel a little like, fuck, I was just destined.
Which is why of all the guys, I wanted it to be Graham, because like your dad went through it, he gets it, and two, you're still always gonna have a seat back here because your dad has the team. Like your career isn't defined by getting bumped, but these guys might be. So to see that. Yeah, I get that. But, yeah, and in the end, we figured out it was all for naught because yesterday, on Monday, our first incident of the month for Indy. Catherine Legg gets up the back of Stephen Wilson as everyone's checking up into one. She can't stop in time. Clips him. They both go into the wall. And Wilson fractures his, what was it, T12?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously it's not a terrible injury that obviously is not like, mobility, it seems, isn't an issue with him. Because for many people, T12 could be a paralysis, right? Or any spinal injury for that matter. So unfortunately for him, he no longer is racing because he's now hurt and can't do it. So Graham Rahal gets to take his ride. And it was a very good press conference today. I don't know if you guys actually watched it at all.
Just like the very beginning part.
Yeah, Graham was very respectful. Talked a lot about his relationship with, obviously, Justin Wilson and with Steph, and, how there's a lot of respect there. He's like, yes, obviously this is, like, Stephen Wilson's car. Like, I'm not really trying to replace it. And a lot of people were surprised that Graham Rahal was able to take this car because it's a Chevy. And Rahal's always been a Honda guy. And Honda even had a good statement today of like, we're okay with Graham taking this car because we believe that it's for the best thing of the event. Because, you want the best drivers in the field and all that, yada yada. And quite frankly, I have to agree with him, right? Like, of anyone to replace Stephen Wilson, was there any other option besides Graham Rahal?
No, not really.
Not really, no.
Saw Sage Karam's name get thrown out there. There was one other name. I can't remember who else got thrown out there at one point. It was another one of those mercenary types with Indy.
If this accident happens Friday, I agree. Any one of those guys can fill that seat.
Yeah.
But now you only have one more day of running, I think, before the 500 carb day.
Yeah.
And you're running in a backup car that's not set up at all.
Yeah.
So
now, can Graham Rahal become the very first person to be bumped and win the Indy 500 in the same year?
I am trying to
You
find
never know.
I would put some money on that. Like, think that's storybook.
That is, right?
That would,
Too,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
in the backup car of your first dead teammate's brother's car, like, there's so much good there, like good vibes.
After getting bumped 30 years after your dad got bumped and didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
It's
What a good story that would be, though. Like, oh, I kind of want it to happen now.
And he's starting from the back too, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that would be quite something. What are the odds? I do really want to know what the odds are on that.
Yeah, they're not up right now.
Yeah, there actually isn't a Rahal odds yet. I already looked.
Oh,
but there is still Stephen Wilson.
Yeah, you can still bet on Stephen Wilson to win, which I think is kind of funny.
But yeah, he won't be winning, so don't waste your money.
Yeah, the odds of that happening is stupid. Like,
yeah,
you need Santino Ferrucci
like
to take out half the fields in the first corner.
Again, you never know.
It could happen.
Anything could happen. It's the Indy 500.
It's a race, man. You gotta try and win. I can't sound.
Honestly, the commentary towards Ferrucci pisses me off. Why? It is way too complimentary of everything he's done because he's fucking done nothing.
I was gonna say, like, the guy, like, he's normally not one that's up there, like, in the standings. Like, he's usually not in the top. He's usually not fighting for the wins. So to hear, like, all of the commentary around Ferrucci, like, I totally get what you mean, because you're like, why? Like, he's done nothing all year.
But he doesn't do anything besides the 500, right? Like, he's not in a car, or is he? Wait, is he?
No,
I thought he is.
He is full time.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Fuck off! Yeah, like he
this
has
year,
done nothing.
This year
he's not full time. I was like, what are you talking about?
I didn't think he was full time.
His best finish this year is 11th.
Huh.
Yeah, see, like, he's not really up there in the top 10. Like, he's usually in the back of the field. Like, he's just hasn't really been that good.
But, like, they were even
and then
talking...
all of a sudden they show up at the 500 and, like, he's in the top 6 or whatever, and everybody's excited about Ferrucci.
During qualifying, they were talking about his, like, before Indy career and how he, used to race in Europe and was, like, on the path to Formula One.
Okay.
We're going to ignore the part where he got kicked off the team for being a racist prick to his teammate.
That's a really good point, too.
We're just going to kind of not mention that point. It's like, no, like, you could mention the guy has some character issues. Like, you don't have to praise and suck his fucking dick all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's frustrating how much the commentary team always loves Ferrucci, and it's basically always seems to go back to, like, Paul Tracy loved him, and now that is just stuck with, I guess, the broadcast team. Though I did notice in terms of the broadcast room, Hinch never really was too complimentary of Ferrucci. I know him and Rossi have shit talked him before on their podcast. So yeah, okay. Townsend Bell, looking at you. Anything else for Indy 500 or from this weekend to talk about?
I don't think so. Okay. I can't think of anything.
That's fair. So do you want to talk about predictions for the weekend, or Taylor, do you want to talk stories?
We can talk stories because technically it's from the weekend.
Yeah, do stories. We'll do predictions last because we're
Okay.
gonna just have to go through Monaco, Coca-Cola, Indy 500. We got a whole bunch of predictions, so do the
Yeah.
stories.
Okay, Taylor, what happened on the track this weekend? You were at CTMP?
I was at CTMP this weekend for the Victoria Day Speed Fest, which was interesting. It was a good weekend. Like Saturday was very wet and moist and cold. We NASCAR. Okay, Pinties. Y'all know I have so many feelings about Pinties. Like they're my least favorite series that comes to the track, and I know a lot of people love Pinties.
That is a hot
But they're
take.
such babies. I'm sorry, but they are. They don't want to take a chance because they don't want to wreck their cars. They don't want to do anything that's going to put it at risk. So anyway, we had a lot of fog. It was very wet. So NASCAR canceled both of their sessions.
Taylor, once you
Again.
die. Just want to put that,
No. We weren't going to run. Okay, here's the thing. We weren't going to run when there's heavy fog. You can't. Safety issues, right?
Uh-huh.
But you can still run in the wet. It wasn't that bad. By the time that their session was scheduled for, it was actually fine. It would have been fine. But whatever.
Uh-oh.
Anyway. Sunday was good. It was a nice sunny day.
Got a problem there, Steven?
NASCAR. What? What's your problem?
No, I think we're good now.
Yeah, you were fine the whole time.
No, I couldn't see my mic lighting up, so I thought it was turned off. We're good.
Oh. Okay, you're fine.
I was gonna say, can I supercut her saying it wasn't that wet and then just put a picture of Imola over top of that audio?
Yeah, that's fair.
It wasn't that wet. It was dry by the time.
Or
Well,
like
it was
Japan
dry by the
last
time
year.
that... Oh. Okay, anyway.
Spa before that.
Anyway,
Taylor,
the
why don't
race
you
on
drive in a
Sunday
boat?
was good. I don't want you to drive in a boat. It was fine. Anyway, it was still a good day. Saw some good stuff. Sunday was a good race.
You mentioned
but of course NASCAR binned it.
you mentioned the shittiest part of the day, or biggest incident was in your corner. Can you elaborate?
Yes, it was.
What happened?
So, now I can't forget. See, this is the problem. I always forget which number it was. But anyway, a car comes up into 5. Doesn't turn.
Let's go straight.
Doesn't turn at the 8. Yep, he just goes right. He just goes straight right into the tire wall, and just his car is so munched. So basically what happens, I'm standing in the marshal stand, and I see this happen, and Peter sees this happen. He's on comms. He's calling it in. Our radio stops working. So all they hear is Control 5, impact, and then it cuts out. Nobody knows what's going on in our corner. We see this. We can't actually see the driver. Like, we don't know what's going on because it is like he's just buried in the tire wall. Yeah. And then because of all the rainwater that was like in the tire wall, there was just a bunch of fluid that just like is just in going onto the track. So we had, I would say, 18 different safety people there. Like they were putting speed dry or whatever on the track to try and like get it to be okay and not like slippy. And the driver, like they had to tow, like they pulled the car out of the tire wall, and like the entire front hood is just munched. Like it's bad. It's not good. Not running. And the driver comes out of his car and he's like looking at all of the fluid on the track. He's like, "Is that what made me crash?" And we're all like, "No, sir, that's your fault. It is all you."
That's funny.
So that was interesting. Yeah. Yeah, and then we finally got our radio working toward the end of the NASCAR race. So we were at a
How do you lose a
better
radio?
point.
How does your radio stop
Oh,
working? I don't get
Okay,
that.
so here's the thing. It's a hot debate right now at the track. We do have a landline system, right, for the actual comms.
Okay.
But at some point in the past like 2 years, there was a crash between 5C and 6 that like crunched one of the cables, and it needs to be replaced or whatever.
And how many years ago was this?
This is like a few years ago. So they were having issues with the phones for that long, and it still hasn't been fixed. They need to, and like everybody's like, you got to get this fixed because it wasn't only our corner that was having issues. The entire radio system was having issues on Sunday. It was just bad. Like nobody could hear anything. So, yeah, it's just a big old mess. But racing was still good. The last, the sports car championship which was the last of the day, was pretty good.
I mean, the Pinty's finish was pretty good also.
The Pinty's finish was good.
And it was
I
the
think the
88
2-0 car got it. Whoever was in the 2-0 car.
Yeah, the 88 is what was the one in front of you, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. It was like white and blue and red, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was yeah. It was an interesting one. And you know, NASCAR flagging is a little bit different, so it was just a whole mess. Our flaggers were just like, nobody knew what they were doing. It was just yeah. Well, anyway, it was a good weekend all around. And the next one is IMSA, which you guys are coming for, so I'm super pumped.
Shit,
It's gonna be very fun.
What day is that?
Yes, you are. July 8th and 9th. Well, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
I'll check with my manager.
Okay, your manager has it in the calendar, so you're coming.
Does she? Okay, fine.
Ah,
She has.
Okay.
We'll plan in a couple of weeks.
That sounds good.
All right,
so,
well,
glad you had a good
that's
weekend.
Story time with Taylor.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a good weekend.
It's track time with Taylor, damn it. Get the acronym.
You're
Get
right,
the
track time with
alliteration.
Taylor. Well, then you guys get to join me next time for track time with Taylor.
Or trackside with Taylor. Trackside talk with Taylor.
Oh.
You know, there's so many options here.
There are a lot of options. Yes. I should have a jingle. Trackside talk Taylor.
I'm not making you a jingle. No. Vetoed. My time and effort will not go to that. Anyway, so shall we talk about some predictions for this weekend?
we shall. Where do you want to start? Do we want to start with Indy? Do we want to start Coca-Cola?
I was going to say start with Monaco.
No.
Or Monaco? Yep. Yeah, get the boring one out of the way first.
Yeah, okay. Max Verstappen. Done.
I love Monaco. Oh, get out. Fernando Alonso.
He did put, what was it? It was 25 plus 8 or something today.
Am I supposed to get that reference? I don't get that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Or no.
I don't know what that
Hang on.
means.
Hang on. No, he put 5/28, which is a date. What does that add up to? 33.
Yes, because he's looking for his 33rd win.
Yeah.
Listen, he's not going to win.
You don't know that. You're one good qualifying session away from winning Monaco. Remember that. Pole, except if you're Charles Leclerc.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of Ferrari shit, did you see today they had the celebrity soccer game or football?
Yes,
in
and
Monaco?
he fell over.
No, Sainz got hurt.
Oh.
Did he really?
Yeah, you heard
Oh my
he was like on the
gosh.
side, like he had like a wrap on his left leg, I think.
Oh,
So
he'll
yeah,
be fine.
yeah, exactly. It's just funny.
All right. So
I saw
Sean
the
went-
meme of like Leclerc falling over.
Yeah, so Ferrari's not going to be a factor this weekend.
They won't be a factor till Hamilton signs with them next year. Or
Oh,
ever
come on. No, we're not. No.
Listen,
Exit.
and this
Cut
is the thing.
that out.
I don't know if that's real or not. Like it's that thing.
It's
I don't.
not
I
real.
don't want to believe that's real. But they were that's the same publication that was like the whole Aston Martin to Honda thing. So I'm like, are they batting 500
No.
here or?
They're not. This is not true. This is so unbelievably not true.
We'll see what
How
happens.
many times has Hamilton said that he's going to
Well-
end his career with Mercedes?
I don't know. Money is money. So
No way. I would stop being a fan.
we see. What
You know how
happens.
mad I would be about this? So mad.
Explain to me how much merch you're buying so that they should give a shit if you're a fan or not. Okay, point proven.
Fine, whatever.
Exactly.
Ouch. But okay.
So moving on.
Okay. Anywho,
Predictions. Monaco.
you took Verstappen, right?
I'll take Verstappen. Yeah.
Taylor, are you actually going to take Alonso?
I'm actually going to take Alonso. Yes.
Okay, I'll take Perez. And you know what? Let's turn this into a fun game. We're going to go golf rules. All 3 series. Lowest score wins.
I support this. I think this is a great idea.
Okay. Okay.
I only said it because we all picked different drivers for this.
I think we can pick different guys each time.
Yes.
One driver. You get one driver.
No. Yeah. Well, okay. We'll change it for a little bit for NASCAR and Indy because I have it set up a little differently.
Okay, fine. How do you
Okay,
want to do this, Steve? How do you want to do this?
Okay,
Who's
so
the game?
okay, so Coca-Cola, we're gonna pick 2 drivers
Okay.
Okay.
because it's a bit of a shit show. So we'll see what happens. And then Indy 500, we're gonna pick 2 drivers from the top 12 and 2 drivers from the field.
Fine.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so all 3 series, lowest score by adding up finish position wins.
Sounds good. Okay, I picked first
I'm
for
so
F1.
glad Pickers is going to DNF and finish 20th now.
Nice. So yeah,
perfect.
I've picked first in F1. So what do you want to go next?
Okay.
NASCAR? And
Let's do NASCAR next.
who wants that, Steven?
Me scared.
I don't care.
Steven,
Also, I'm gonna add. I'm gonna add a. No, you know what? I'm not gonna add a stipulation. I was gonna say we can't pick anyone from our fantasy team, but that's kind of mean. So that'll
That's kind of mean.
at this point, I don't know my fantasy team.
exactly. So you may not, anyways.
Don't know.
For. So I'm sorry. I'm going first for Coca-Cola.
Yes, pick your team
Yes.
for Coca-Cola.
Okay. No, we'll snake it. We'll snake it.
Okay.
Trust me.
Okay.
Fine.
Trust.
I am gonna say. Chase Elliott.
Oh God.
Of course you are.
Okay. Okay.
Wow. Surprise, surprise.
So Taylor's next.
Yep.
I'm going to pick Larson.
Okay.
Okay.
Not a bad pick. Oh, also quickly, what's his name? Bowman is out, confirmed.
Okay.
He's not on the entry list, so do
Yeah,
not
I
pick
assume
him.
so. Yeah, I don't think he
Well,
Okay.
just in case, we didn't know how many races he was going to be out, but
wasn't on my list anyway. It's fine.
it was it's official. It was
All
made
right, good
official.
to know. Well, thank
Okay.
you for putting that out there.
I mean, we picked 2 Hendrick cars already, so like,
And I will change it up.
okay, I thought you were going to say
Okay.
Byron.
Nope. I'm going to take Christopher Bell.
I like that pick.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. All right.
John, you get to pick again.
Nah, don't go Snake. Just keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I will take Byron. We are going all in on Hendrick this weekend.
Chastain.
He didn't win the All-Star race, so he doesn't necessarily have the Blaney curse. We will see.
We'll see.
Bubba Wallace.
Okay, I like that pick too.
All right. Okay. Good choice. I like it.
I went
like it.
Toyotas. The Toyotas were strong here last year.
Yep, I don't hate it.
Alrighty.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
Okay, so Taylor, you get the first pick. We're gonna start top 12s.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I have to remind myself.
So, your top 12 here. We'll just go through the list. Top 12.
Okay.
This is from first to 12th. You have
Yep.
Palou, VK, Rosenquist, Ferrucci, O'Ward, Dixon, Rossi, Sato, Kanan, Erickson, Peterson, Power. You get one pick here.
I'm gonna go with Dixon.
Okay.
Takes the cursed one. That's a great
Yep.
pick. Thank you.
You never know.
That's
Bold
fair.
choice.
Yeah, you're right. It's bold, but
Sean?
it could be his year.
The guy I've been saying since the start of the month, Renus VK.
All right.
The man who is
Like that, love
3
that,
for
love
3 for starting in the top 3
And DNFing. What?
and DNFing. So that's what they
Alright.
say. 4th time's the charm. Something.
What can I cash out my
Like that.
VK bet at? It's only $2 Scurly. Never mind.
I'm just looking at the Indy 500 lineup sheet I've got right now. They have Alexander Rossi's name spelt wrong. It's one S.
Oh god.
Rosi. It's like
Rosie?
Rosie.
Rosie.
No, he's starting third. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Pato Award.
Okay.
Not a bad answer. Not a bad
Nobody
answer.
went with Pillow.
Okay,
I love that.
the last 5 years, last 6 years actually, no one's won. There's
Last
been one driver
10
that's won from
years.
first. Yeah, it's been a while
Yeah.
since someone has won
Yeah.
from first.
It doesn't happen often.
Hajno's
Especially
been
there
the
we
one
go.
guy.
And that was the month that he dominated Indy and he swept the was it the Grand Prix and the 500. And he's the only guy
What-
who's actually won from pole in
Ever
the last 10
done
years.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It'd been a minute. Who was the last guy who did it, Sean?
Castroneves?
Sure, I'll go with it.
I don't actually know, I'm guessing.
Sure,
So
I'll
am I.
go with that. I don't even know.
Oh, it might have
I
been
was sort of
Dixon.
hoping.
Doesn't even
It
know.
might have been Dixon actually.
So just a quick note, because you pointed that out, Sean.
Yep.
Pillow won the Grand Prix. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Did he have pole
Taylor,
for,
it's your
did,
pick.
Tim, did he have pole for the Grand Prix?
He did not. Lundgaard did.
Okay, yeah, fuck that then.
Trying to push her onto it. She's taking the cursed one and the guy starting first. Come on, easy points for us, man.
Hold on, don't I choose from the field?
No.
No.
Two
We're doing
from top 12,
two
then
drivers
two
in
from the
top
field.
12.
Oh, we're 4 in total.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay. No, Erickson.
Shocker.
Obviously.
I should have written that in. I should know better.
Did you even ask?
There's the odd chance you might pick someone else. Should I just pencil in for Grosjean? No, I'm gonna do that.
I wasn't gonna choose him.
That's funny.
Bullshit. Sean, your pick.
Rude.
I'm torn here. I'm torn
Between?
the third row.
So Rossi, Sato, or Kanan.
Yep.
Yeah, two old guys who have done it, and a middle-aged guy who has done it.
Yep. I'm gonna go with Rossi.
I like that pick. I was thinking about it too.
It was that or Kanan, really. And then Sato, I'm like, he else looks good. Yeah, we'll go Rossi.
And I'm gonna go with TK.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It's talking about storybook endings with Ray Hall. Like, he says it's his last one.
Kanan? Oh, if he wins his last one, yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, so. Taylor, now we are doing the field. So this is everybody else from Ed Carpenter in 13th all the way down to Jack Harvey in 33rd. Well, I guess is Ray Hall technically starting 33rd?
Ray Hall's 33rd, technically.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Okay.
pick a card.
I was
any
gonna
card.
choose
No one wins from back here anyways.
New Garden.
Okay, that's a pretty safe pick.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm going to go with my other guy I've been saying all fucking month too, Connor Daly.
Okay.
I like that pick too.
Right on. Like it. Love it.
I could see
Okay.
Daly playing a long game to getting himself up to the field. Like, save fuel, go long in the first stint, do stuff like that. Try to cycle his way to the front, so. He's been there
Yeah,
enough.
I don't hate it. I am gonna go. Also, just quickly, Connor Daly was 6th fastest in practice today. That's running
Yesterday.
the race trim, or yesterday. Yes, I think it's Monday, dude. Okay.
I know, it's fine.
I will. Oh, where's my sheet? I will go with where was Scotty Mac? Yeah, I'll go with Scotty Mac.
That's not a
He's
bad
been
pick.
he's been my guy for the month.
Not a bad
so.
pick.
That's fair. That's
Like
fair.
we all so just a quick note there, we all took someone that we thought was going to be on pole, and none of them made it to the fast 12.
Oh, God, that's all the guys we took. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's actually funny.
The guys, we have our guys, clearly,
Yep,
We
and they were
clearly do.
but yep, they all finished within like 5 spots of each other too, which is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Wow.
It was so tight
Right,
making
last-
it to the Fast 9. Like, it really
It was.
Yeah.
It's not that they were bad picks, they were just not the right ones.
Exactly. Taylor, your last
All
one
right.
from the field?
Just say Grosjean. Just say Grosjean.
Don't do it.
It's already written.
I feel like that it's already written. Now I have to choose him.
No, you don't. He's just trying to guilt you into a bad pick.
Mm, See, now I have to think.
Yeah,
Wait,
Hunter
where
Ray,
it-
Herta, Castroneves,
no, not
Pagano,
Herta.
Andretti was 7th fastest in practice.
Again, no. I'll go Grosjean.
Oh my god.
I don't even have to write anything. This is wonderful.
Fine.
I even put him into the last pick spot,
That's
knowing that's where he was going.
That's bad, Tanner. Come on.
It's so annoying.
Because she's not going to take it right after we point him out.
No, you're
Yeah,
right.
rest of the field.
Oh, stop. Get out of my head. Stop it.
I'm gonna pick Sean's pick now here too.
Nope.
It's gonna be Castroneves.
Nope.
Ah, damn.
I will. I will take the miracle pick.
Rahal.
Yes,
Rahal,
I am
yeah.
taking Rahal.
Of course.
Not because of Rahal, but because of that car. My actual other pick would have been Ryan Hunter Ray, because that actually would be a good pick. Because they have looked strong, they have looked competitive. And that's why I'm just going to go with Rahal in the back. Just say, fuck it. He might pull off the miracle run, and just for that storyline alone, I want to root for it.
There was some
Fair
history with that chassis because it's the backup chassis that they had.
Yep.
That one finished 4th with Oriol Serbia in 2012, I think it was. So it's got some that chassis got some history with it.
I'm pretty sure the one
It also
I'm pretty sure Ericsson's the same one he won with last year, he said.
Yeah.
Makes sense. They don't change them, so
No, they
yeah,
don't.
it makes sense. I mean, again, we're running a car from 2012.
Yeah.
So, okay, so that's Grosjean gone, and so I'm bouncing between like a bunch of old guys here.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's Carpenter, Castroneves, Ryan Hunter Ray, or even Pagano.
I would take none of them.
That's probably the right call. But like that leaves me with like Herta, Kirkwood, Canapino, DiFrancesco. Those names ain't great either.
If DiFrancesco fucking wins, I'll eat a hat.
Yeah, I'm still not picking
Eat
him.
a hat?
I'll deep fry a hat and eat it. I don't give a fuck. There's no way he's gonna win. I would lose my shit if he wins.
I love how that's your choice of like preparing a hat to eat is just deep frying it because that's somehow gonna make it better.
Maybe?
No.
I don't know.
I will go with the guy who historically has done really well here. I'm going to go with Castroneves.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Statistically, he is the best pick in the group.
No, I get it. I get it.
All right. Yeah. No. Yep. I get it.
What are his odds? I'm going to go put money on him too.
Oh boy.
Just to truly curse myself. Actually, wait. Who'd you guys all pick again?
No, get out.
You bet every single one of them.
I have VK and Daly. I already have money on.
So, all right. So let's go through the teams here quickly. So Team Taylor has Alonso in F1, Larson and Chastain for the Coca-Cola 600.
That's
Dixon,
actually not bad.
Dixon, Ericsson, Newgarden, and Grosjean.
You know what? This isn't that terrible of a team. I like it.
No, I didn't say it was. I'm
Some
just
of my
reading
choices
out,
are questionable at best, but you know what? It's fine.
It's fine, Tanner. It's good.
IndyCar's a shit. The Indy 500 is a shit show.
Yeah, the
Just
track chooses
wait.
the winner. We all know that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Team Sean is Verstappen
Safe pick.
at Monaco.
Lame.
Yep. Coward.
Yeah, that's the only safe pick. Fuck off.
For the Aston Martin guy to not pick Alonso,
Yeah.
pick Lance Stroll, you coward. Change your pick.
No, because it's all about fucking qualifying. If you know what the fuck he qualifies, he was not even gonna get a point this weekend. Just watch.
Yeah, that's true. That is also true.
Yeah, he's a bad qualifier.
Exactly.
For the 600, Sean has Bell and Wallace. And
Good
for
picks.
the 500, you've got VK, Rossi, Daly, and Rahal. And then I've got Perez, Elliott, Byron, Award, Kanan, McLaughlin, Castroneves. I think my team is easily like the oldest team here.
I think
Mostly
my team
'cause
has
of-
the most DNFs.
I was gonna say mostly because of Kanan and Castroneves, and yeah, so
Oldies but goodies, as they say.
something like that.
Well, we shall see how we all do, and we'll come back here next week and talk about it. But until then, thank you very much for listening. We'll be back next week. Thank you, and goodbye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Spare Parts Racing Podcast. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and follow the show on Twitter at Spare Parts Racing. That's Spare Parts RACIN, and on TikTok at Spare Parts Pod. Follow the hosts at Sean Chavarella, at Stephen Clary, and at Tay Moore.